are a lot of like tricks to tell if numbers are divisible by certain numbers. Okay, we're going to start with the easiest one. So I'm sure that you could all tell me which kinds of numbers, which numbers over here are divisible by 2, right? Like, can you tell me which ones are divisible by 2?
7,212.
Yep, that one's divisible by 2. Anything else?
2004.
Yeah, what kind of numbers are these? They're evens, right? So all of these are divisible by 2. So on your note sheet, I think you probably don't need to write that one down, but all even numbers are divisible by 2. But the reason I put that there is because you guys already know that rule, but it turns out there's shortcuts for lots of the other rules. So Ryan, what numbers over here did you find to be divisible by 3? So you're not supposed to be, right?
Oh, sorry. I can.
So put that away. So Max, tell me some divisible by 3 numbers.
99, 123, and 105.
Yeah, do you just know that?
No, well, I know 3 goes into 90, and I know it goes into 9.
Okay.
And then I know it, and then I counted from 99 with 3s till I got to
105?
Yeah.
And then again?
And then I did the same with 123.
Okay, there's like a trick. Do you know the trick, Julian? That's going to help you go quicker.
You add all the digits up, and if they are a multiple of 3, then it is multiple, or yeah, it's a multiple of 3.
Yeah, so write that down on your notes, and then I'll explain what he said. So for the trick for 3 is add the digits of a number. So write it down, and I'll show you what that means. And then if the sum is divisible by 3, then that number, the whole number, is divisible by 3. Avery.
Would 7,212 be divisible by 3?
Yeah, so we haven't finished doing all the divisible by 3 numbers.
Okay.
That's right, Catherine.
The same trick also works for 9.
The same trick also works for 9. So why don't we write both of them down and we'll show how they work. Good job. So take a minute to write those down. I'll pause this. So, okay, so if you haven't used this rule, let's see how it works. If I take 123, which you guys already decided 3 goes into it, and show you how the rule works, it's saying add 1 plus 2 plus 3, and you get 6. Since 3 goes into 6 without a remainder, 3 goes into 123. And if you don't believe me, pull out a calculator, and you could always test it. 123 divided by 3 is 41. It goes in evenly. So would 9 go in to 123? No, because 9 doesn't go into 6. So if I did that same thing with my calculator, and I divided 123 by 9, I'm going to get a decimal remainder. Okay? So when I try other numbers like 105, 1 plus 0 plus 5 equals 6. So 3 goes into 6, so 3 goes into the whole number. So if I do 7,212, 7 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2, well, that's 9 plus 1 plus 2. So that's 10, that's 12. Does 3 go into 12? So 3, like Avery was saying, goes into 7,212. And if we check it, 7,212, there's no remainder. But would 9 go into it? No, because 9 doesn't go into 12. So if I check it, 7,212 divided by 9, it doesn't go evenly. Sebastian.
So for 123, would you also put 6 in there?
No, this is a trick for 3s and 9s. We'll do 6s in a minute. It's different. Okay? So let's look at 2004. Sebastian, what's 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 4 equal? 6. So 3 goes into 6, right? So 3 goes into this. What about 936, Max? 9 plus 3 plus 6.
9 plus 3 is 12, plus 6 is 18, so yeah.
So you have what?
18. And so, yes, it goes.
What?
Goes,
3 goes into it.
and 9.
And 9. So there's an example of where 9 goes into it, because 9 goes into 18. You understand that?
Yeah.
So, let's just check to make sure our rule's working. 936 divided by 9 equals 104. 936 divided by 3 equals 312. Pretty handy. Okay, so 644, Joanna, what about that one?
I think 3
Because why?
because
Exactly. 3 doesn't go into 14, neither does 9. So 3 doesn't go into 644. And 99, Jackie, what about 99? 9 plus 9 is 18. So 3 goes into 18, right? How about 9?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the trick for 3s and 9s. The trick for 6 is if 3 goes into it and it's even, right? Because think about your multiples of 6. If you think about your multiples of 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, so on and so forth. Your multiples of 6 are the even multiples of 3, right? So the trick for 6 is if 2 and 3 go into it, so does 6. Yes, because that doesn't work for every combination of numbers. It works for, the reason it works is 2 and 3 are prime. So, in other words, it wouldn't work for like 8. If 2 and 4 go into a number, that doesn't mean 8 always does. Because 2 and 4 both go into 12. But 8 doesn't go into 12. Does that make sense? So it really just works for, and it's a good rule for 6. So does 6 go into 123? Because it's not even, right? Does 6 go into 105? How about Evan? Does 6 go into 7,212?
Yes.
Yes, because it's even and in multiple of 3. What other ones, Evan?
2004.
Yep.
946.
Yep. On that list, that's it, right? Okay. Multiples of 5 end in what?
0.
0 or 5. So 105 is the only one there. And the trick for 4, read this one. You guys see that in the back?
Oh, cool.
If the number formed by the last 2 digits, so what that means is, of a number, if I take the last 2 digits of a number, like 23, if 4 goes into that number, 4 goes into the whole number.
4 doesn't go into 23.
That's right. 4 doesn't go into 23, so it's not going to go into 123. Okay? But if we move that circle down a bit, is 4 going to 5? So it's not going to go into 105. Is 4 going to 12?
Yes.
Yeah. So guess what? 4 goes into 7,212. 7,212. It's a handy little trick.
I'm still writing them down.
Well, they're still there. They're not being erased. But you know what? Just for fun.
No!
Watch Max. They're still there.
I just needed 4.
I just wanted to cause a little trouble. Okay, Avery, that was just fun for me.
would it still work for a 2-digit number? Like if 99 was like 44, would it still work?
Yes. So whatever the last 2 digits are, even that works. Does 4 go into 4?
Yeah.
So it goes into 2004. So we're going to put a 4 here. And we're gonna put a 4 here, right?
Right.
And we're gonna, how about this?
36.
Yep,
6.
we'll put a 4 there,
44.
and we'll put a 4 here, but nowhere else, right? Handy. So, if you already knew the rules, I was just gonna have you write down the answers, and that's what these boxes were. These are all the answers.
Oh.
I know, I like it too.
I like how it looks when they were like
Fading.
away.
I know.
Like they're all, they had all started.
Smartboard's pretty cool that way.
When it has glitches and bugs.
Yeah, makes me frustrated when it doesn't work as fast or as well as I want it to, but.
Makes you want to body slam it.
Okay, I'm gonna save this as